thank you, everybody live in our studio audience. Not really. Hey, it is that time again. I know you've been waiting and waiting and waiting. So have we. It is time for Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
Oh, I'm getting close. Oh, thank you.
Star on stage. John is just knocking it out of the park.
Oh, don't stop. Don't stop.
Oh, we're in New York. We're having a ball.
We got to take a sip since we go. AP.
You mean?
Broadway. So we are so excited to be here. We are at an apartment in New York right now, or do you call it a flat? What do you call it in New York?
No, that's London. No, it's a condo.
Oh, it's a condo. I'm sorry. It's not a townhome.
It is. Well, no.
It has a doorman. Actually, it has like a bunch of doormen.
On the avenue.
Park Avenue.
I think it's supposed to be Fifth Avenue, but we're on Park
Now,
Avenue.
I've never been a city guy, and pardon me for having my hair wet, but this was the only time we could do this. And then right after we're done with this, we're gonna go get me a pair of shoes, walking shoes, because we've been walking to the theater, which is a little over a mile, right? A little over a mile there, and then a little over a mile back. Obviously, same distance there and back. And then we walk to dinner, and we've been walking about 2.5 miles a day at a New York pace. New York, yes, thank you. New York pace is a little faster than other people. Why? Because moving targets are harder to hit.
And people will run you over, and carts will run you over. And there's all kinds of things going on in New York. If you've ever been to New York, you know how it is. But during the holiday season, it is crazy.
What did we see last night? Not
crazy.
the Santa Crawl. Santa Crawl?
Santa Con.
Santa Con. And that's not a 3-card monte game with somebody dressed up as Santa Claus. That is the Santa Con, which there were these cars everywhere with Christmas lights somehow attached to them.
Just a bunch of them.
Yeah, it was really beautiful. But if you do come to New York, and I hope you do, I hope you come to see The Perfect Crime. It's a wonderful show. It's a lot of fun. The Ann Bernstein Theater, we'll put a link up. In fact, I just shipped Tony some pictures. Did you get those pictures, Tony? By golly.
I guess he left the room.
There we go. Okay. Well, no, there's a picture right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just can't see it. We've propped up the camera behind a bottle of Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Which is what we're drinking. And
bourbon.
yes, Gabe
Bourbon.
John this as a gift.
Tom Wopat. So opening night,
Luke did.
sitting in my dressing room was a wonderful gift from Tom Wopat, whom I love dearly, and I thank you, Tommy, for that.
And you shouldn't call him that because he's a Broadway guy too. I mean,
absolutely. He's done a lot of Broadway.
Yeah,
I've done a little Broadway. He's done a lot.
Honey, what was the name in City of Angels? What's his character's name? Do you remember? I know the show,
No,
but
he was the star of City of Angels, replacing James Naughton. In fact, just before we did Juice.
Be a Pepper.
No, that's David. That's David.
Yeah, another one. Okay.
Yeah, James is not David. Oddly enough, as much as James sounds like David, no, they're not the same person.
When I hear Naughton, I just think of the Dr. Pepper guy and a Werewolf of London or whatever that was.
American Werewolf in London. That was a great movie.
That was a great movie.
What in the hell was I saying? Oh, if you come to the show, and I hope you do, I'll be in it until we think it's February 2nd.
It is February 2nd. It's that weekend. John's last show is a Sunday night show. And I'm so proud of you because John started blocking Monday. His first show was on Friday. And then Friday through Sunday, he did 3 shows.
Yeah. No.
5. He did 5 shows in 3 days.
We didn't rehearse that, by the way. We didn't rehearse that. But yeah, so it was
5 shows in 3 days.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Unbelievable.
And as we are doing this right now, we're trying to get a little ahead of the game. This is Monday. So my sixth show is tonight. And this is the first day that I haven't had rehearsals all day. And it's great. There's only 4 people in this show. But the reason I bring this up is do not under any circumstances trust the drivers in Manhattan. Okay, because we've been walking, like I said, we walked every day. We've walked every day and every night. But last night, as we were crossing, I don't remember what street it was, 57th or so.
I think 6th Avenue.
Some joker in a big SUV just ran the light.
Yeah.
ran the light, and I tell you what, he ran the light behind us. You know, they're pretty good at missing people here, but a lot of people play Manhattan Frogger. So had we not been kind of on our toes,
Really was John, because he kind of pulled me out of the way.
yeah, you get
because you're looking around at the lights and all the little kids are cute and all the
yeah,
costumes, and it's just so much going on. And it's easy to get distracted.
very easy to get distracted
And
here.
that big old SUV was coming.
No kidding. We were one step away from getting run over. Getting run, yeah. So it was
Frogger.
yeah.
So pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention when you're here. They're all almost all of them are one-way streets if you've not been to Manhattan. But pay very, very close attention. The police officers are wonderful. They will tell you most of the time, you know, because generally in every other city in the country, you never cross unless the little walking man is up. Here you can, you know, if nobody's coming or if the traffic is absolutely stopped and nobody's going to get anywhere, you can cross. But most of the time, a police officer will say, you know, come through here. Or you can ask them. We had asked one last night because it was gridlocked and it was don't walk. And we said, can we go? And he said, yeah, come on. So, and that other guy was so wonderful. Remember we said,
yeah, well, John is very good. I do too, but John's much better at it. He'll say hello to all the police officers. And I love that because everybody's complaining to them or asking directions, or, you know, nobody's saying, hey, how you doing? And then John always says, we appreciate you.
yeah.
So they love it. And it's a nice thing to do, honey. It is.
Well, those folks are out there. I mean, what that guy said, we got done with the second show last night. So second show started at 7:30. 8:39. So it was over at 9:30. And we saw the crowd. Those little kids were great. So there's probably 10 o'clock. And we were walking to a restaurant and I said hello to a police officer. And I said, how long have you been standing, you know, today? And he said he started at 8 o'clock yesterday morning.
I didn't expect that.
No. So
that's too long. That's
a very, very long time to be on your feet.
It's the holidays and you do need police officers out there because it's so chaotic and you have a lot of
we need police officers everywhere.
That's true, but you have a lot of visitors this time of year. You've got people taking videos and there's music blaring and people selling you, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But John's right. You really do have to pay attention to what is going on around you because it's just chaos.
I urge you, when you see a police officer, whether in Manhattan or in your town, wherever you happen to be, when you see a police officer, unless they're busy, and even if they pulled you over, thank them for what they do. You know, they're out there. There's very few jobs that you have where you don't know if you're going to come home tonight, right? And they
truly risk their life every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Well, not every day, but what we kind of go around that Hilton, either behind it or in front of it, where
we walk right by there where the guy
the healthcare guy got gunned down, and it's right in the middle of everything with little kids and families, and it's just unbelievable that happened. I'm not surprised he got caught. I told John the reason these things don't happen in Manhattan like they do in other parts of the city is because there's like 8,000 cameras.
At least,
right?
At least.
So they know because they're going to get caught. And this guy did. They tracked him down because they are very good here. And in fact, I remember the New York police saying, no. Like they're the best in the world. They're going to find this guy. And they did.
Yep. And they're about to start getting a lot more respect, I believe. January 2025 is going to change a lot of things. A lot of things are going to happen. We're already seeing the mayor of New York is already he's making it safer. He's also taking steps, which I don't think he would have done on his own. But I think when President-elect Trump kind of came to his defense in a very Trumpian way, right? You know, they're coming after you. You know, they're coming after him. They did. They did. So there's an allegiance there that I don't think anybody expected. I'm certain neither one of them expected. It's as unusual as the Joe Rogan, Donald Trump allegiance.
I'd say that.
But it's
more unusual than Joe Rogan.
It's a beautiful place here, like I said, till February 2nd. So if you're anywhere near you in Connecticut, you're in New Jersey. And by the way, if you're in New Jersey and you happen to own a shotgun, shoot one of those bastards out of the sky. What in the hell is that?
To tell you that I'm worried about it.
We're talking about drones now. We're talking about drones.
I'm not a nervous Nelly type. I'm like, okay, you know, we can pretty much handle anything, but this stuff sounds scary. I mean, here we are in New York. Usually we're in Indiana, or nowhere near this area of the country.
Right.
So we're doing the show right in the middle of New York, like Park Avenue. We're
on the avenue. Right. So we're hearing about all this stuff happening.
Jersey, right across the way.
Yeah,
Jersey,
right across the Hudson River.
right here.
And this is the end of the Biden administration. And what happened at the beginning of the Biden administration? A big old freaking weather balloon came all the way across the United States and was not shot down until it made its complete trip and hung out over our military installations, and then got shot out of the sky off the coast of South Carolina,
That's
right?
fine,
Or North Carolina.
Nothing compared to this. We thought that was bad. This is insanity. This is like a movie about to start. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it's not Independence Day, now Christmas, where you've got all these drones, and these people in New Jersey they're taking camera shots of them. They're there. It is happening, and the government won't tell anyone what's going on. But then some people, their theories are that they're looking for a nuke. Well, that's upsetting. That's unsettling.
That's very upsetting. Yeah.
Or they're looking for a dirty bomb. I'm not sure what that is exactly, but it's not good. Or, so they look for it and they feel heat, I guess, and they're
heat sensing.
Yeah, they're trying to get the visuals or whatever, and it's happened every night for several nights, and it's unsettling.
Oh, it's been over a week now. Well, here's the biggest, pardon my language, crock of shit in the whole thing is that the government is claiming they don't know what they are.
They know exactly what it is.
Yeah, but how dare they? I mean, they think we're that stupid. Oh, we don't know what that is. Well, I tell you what.
They do.
If I went to Best Buy, if I went to Best Buy and I bought a $75 drone and flew it in DC somewhere near the Capitol, that bastard would be shot right out of the sky.
The things on the internet
right
are
away.
funny about, because they're talking about if this happened.
Why am I swearing? I tell you why I'm swearing so much. I'm pissed off about how stupid our current government thinks we are. It just infuriates me.
Well,
Merry Christmas.
The Southerners were like,
maybe it's Santa. Maybe Santa's sending up a drone so he can find out where the naughty kid is that we post. That little British kid who's going to give Santa an uppercut.
John and I roar. We've seen that probably 1,000 times, and it never gets boring.
If you haven't seen it yet, go to either one of our Facebook pages.
We should send it to Tony and just play it. But
and
it's
look
so
for the little British kid. He's like,
oh my God,
his father, that's when he almost falls over because he swings so hard. His father is telling him.
No, he's not. He's a brat for sure.
He's a brat.
So cute.
He's like the little girl from The Bad Egg.
Oh, yeah. He's not that bad. She was like a murderess. She was
well, this little kid wants to punch Father Christmas's beard off. That's certainly on the road to being a little murderer.
That that is so funny. He says, like, Jackson, I talked to Father Christmas, and he said, if you're not start being good, you're not going to get any presents. And that made him crazy. And he goes, that's
it. What really aggravated him was
there he is.
There he is. The dad said he called me last night, and if you don't shape up, then he's not going to take you off the naughty list.
You won't get any No, he didn't give a shit about that.
No, but the point the dad said.
You're not going to get any presents. And to a little kid at Christmas time, if you're not getting any presents, that's when you think you can say, I'm going to give him an uppercut and punch Santa's beard off.
Right.
Not that that's helpful in the cause.
But the funny thing is the way the dad phrased it is he doesn't say Santa's going to put you on the naughty list. He said Santa's going to keep you on the naughty list, which means you're already on it and you better shape up. And the little kid is like,
no, I'm not.
Well, I'm not on the naughty list. I'm on the good list. Doesn't he know I'll Father Christmas, I'll punch him. I'll punch his beard off.
So funny.
Anyway.
But we're having a ball in the yard. Look, even with the drone thing, which is bizarre, like across the way, not far from here. But with all the happy people, they come into New York and they're so happy, and the little kids looking around at all the decorations. But it's not just the kids. It's us too. We're like, oh my gosh, look at that. The Louis Vuitton bag.
Oh my gosh.
And all the Christmas lights and the cars, like last night what John mentioned.
I'm gonna try to send Tony that picture right now. Shock here.
I was telling John that SantaCon, because I lived in New York.
Give her a close up so I can.
I lived in New York for about a decade. Not for a little while, but I did. So
I lived in New York for about a decade.
And I lived here. I lived in.
This is New York.
Manhattan. Well, but the reason I say that is because there's New York, Manhattan, and then there's New York, Staten Island.
And then there's New York State, the real New York, which is where I'm from.
Right. So when John came here before, which I thought this was so bizarre, he came here before to do Grand Hotel on Broadway, and he stayed over with the circus people in Jersey. I'm like, why would you do that?
Why would I not?
Amazing.
Because it's beautiful. It's wonderful. Who would not stay with the bearded lady and the jugglers and the elephants?
You've got plenty of that in New York. New York is a beautiful.
I've not seen one bearded lady in New York.
Yeah, it's a different type of circus, but it's a wonderful, beautiful show that you see something different every day. And I said, we are going to stay in Manhattan, and we're at like 61st Park, basically, which is a lovely, lovely, lovely area. So when we walk past Central Park South usually.
Right, and past where they have the handsome cabs and all of that. And we saw this. I just sent you, Tony. I sent you
cabs. What?
The horse carriage.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, she's from New York. She lived here for 10 years and doesn't know what a handsome cab is.
Oh, cab. I thought you said cab, like, Son of Gomorrah or something weird, because you do go there. You do go there.
They call it a cab.
You did the movie Smothered. You do go there sometime and what?
So look what they did to that building.
Yeah,
what is that?
Louis Vuitton.
So there's a building not far from where we are right now that, a lot of times they'll put neon, they'll put posters, they'll put things on it. But they apparently overnight with a crane put this facade on this building, and it looks
some luggage of Louis Vuitton.
Well, it's 3 pieces of Louis Vuitton luggage there.
Signed to like the buckle and everything. It's insane.
And it had to have
like this. What?
Yeah, it had to have happened like overnight, because we walk by and everybody, all these like real New Yorkers, people who've been here a while are like, oh my God, and they're taking pictures of it.
And you can kind of tell the difference. You can tell the tourists, and tourists are lovely.
Yeah, they look like me. Tourists look like me.
But they're the locals, and the difference. But everyone was in awe, or are in awe of this, because it's 3 stacks of Louis Vuitton luggage.
So great,
It really is.
And then
there's so much to see. John and I were looking around last night. It's like, this city is amazing, which is why I don't.
They hung a bunch of huge snowflakes.
Yeah.
Was that over Madison Avenue? Over
a bunch of avenues, but definitely Madison.
So it really is magic time in New York. It's Christmas time in the city. It really is phenomenal.
Here, you can stay in Jersey, which are the drums you might not want to. Or Staten Island, or
bring your shotgun.
Brooklyn. But the tough thing is transportation on the subway. That's one thing I do not want to do.
No.
I used to do it all the time.
Not gonna do it.
I used to do it all the time. And John, you probably never did. Did you ever take subway?
I took the subway a little bit, but I never really liked it, because you're really good. She's good at knowing where we are.
Directions.
Like we walked through a hotel last night, a hotel lobby, and let's go the other way. How do you? I get out of a subway and I don't know which way to go. I always go the wrong way for at least a block until I can see a sign. I've got to
say when you were here before that you're like, where's the Empire State Building? And he was right in front of it.
Well, my brother and I did ask. This was probably 91, 92. We're looking for, everything is tall here, and it's. We asked somebody, hey buddy, hey kid. And by the way, the whole rumor that New Yorkers are nasty is just not true.
No, they're not. They're great.
If you make eye contact with somebody, if you say, hey, excuse me, can you tell me how to get to wherever? They'll stop. They'll tell you. They'll do anything you want. But it was funny because my brother and I said, hey, where's the Empire State Building? And the guy went,
I'm sure they gave you the side-eyed like, oh God, where are you from? Kentucky. And I will say that because I was born in Kentucky. I love Kentucky. It's maybe the best state in the world other than Indiana. But they were probably like making fun of this one.
No, they were fine.
John was born in New York because he's a New Yorker.
That's right. I'm a New Yorker.
He let me know that very early.
I did wear overalls to the theater when I did Grand Hotel, which I think was
You did not.
Funny, I did. And you know, the kind of the engineer ones, the striped ones, somebody said,
Why would you?
you aren't from around, because I like to mess with people.
Oh.
And they said, you're not from here, are you? I said, actually, I am.
I'm in New York.
I'm from Mount Kisco.
Actually.
So there, you know, where Thurston Howell III is from.
But it's funny because John, I mean, I'm just going to tell you, and it's okay because it's very charming.
Then we have to talk about something current again.
But yeah, but I know, but people like to hear what we're doing, and we're totally immersed in the New York.
They can't follow this conversation.
Yes, follow it. You're wrong. Everybody who listens to the podcast, they know everything we say because they come back and comment on every detail. They're very smart. They're very.
I know they're very smart, but this is like
they get it.
Truly like herding cats. Okay, herding cat.
No. So we come here, and John's like, "Why do you know all of this? Or how do you know all of this? Or how do you know New York so well?" Because I'm like, "Oh, right around the corner, there's this thing or that or whatever." You know, oh well, let's go here. They've got a great Manhattan
foot massage place. She did introduce me, and we're going again today to the greatest foot massage place, and it's
right around the corner.
Not on the street. You got to go through a door and up some stairs.
But I knew it.
Yeah, and I was.
John has feet issues.
I use I'm on my feet almost the whole time during the show, during the
walking and
Perfect Crime
through the whole show. So I'm like, well, okay, there's a foot massage place, and they're lovely, and it's just great. They're so professional, so wonderful.
So that's another thing. That's another thing. If you're one of those guys that I don't need no foot massage, I tell you what.
Yeah, you do.
Do yourself a favor. Just check that attitude at the door and go get yourself a foot massage, a shiatsu, go to some Korean spa, these folks that have learned exactly how to rub your feet.
Reflexology.
Oh my God. It will set you free.
Because, well, those of you who know. Reflexology.
I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to the guys that say, you know, I don't do yoga. I don't do, you know.
It's a guy in Franklin, Tennessee that's like, I'm not going to get my, no, you want to do it. It's good health.
I think the guys in Franklin, Tennessee know about that.
Yeah, they probably do. Okay, then.
That's where Patrick Cassidy is. Hey, Patrick, how are you, buddy? We're suggesting that Patrick come and do the Perfect Crime.
So this is a great friend of John's.
Yeah.
And I told you, but I don't
that was
remember
funny.
that. Yeah, right. Because he would be great.
Well, but I texted him the other day, and I have a new phone number, and I text him like 2 or 3 times, and then he sends something back like, "Look, dude, this is obviously just bogus. Just, you know, I know John Schneider, and this is not his phone number. So just basically FO, clown."
So we have to send a video. We just sent a video saying, no, it really is.
When I told him, I said, there's, very few people unless they're in uniform on the side of the road that I ever have to prove that it's me to. And so he was like, oh, so I'm sorry. But he runs a theater in Franklin, Tennessee, by the way.
Yeah, fancy. I picked the
Franklin Theater.
City. I maybe Hazard, Kentucky. And my friends in Hazard would not.
Are there any foot massage places in Madison?
Yes.
Okay.
Madison, for a small town, is kind of fancy.
Madison really is not a small town. Madison, in my world, Madison is a big town.
No, it's not.
Compared to Mount Kisco, it's a big town.
Compared to Mount Kisco.
Oh, well, compared to Manhattan.
Yeah, but Madison is wonderful, but it's not big. It's small, and there are no highways to it. You cannot get there by highway. You can only get there by river.
Well, technically, there are no interstates because a highway is a highway, and a parkway is one that goes through the, wait for it, park. An interstate, well, that's something you don't have to pay for. That's what a freeway is.
Californians call it a freeway.
Yeah, the Santa Monica Freeway. But you know what? In California, you do have to pay for it. They just disguise it. They disguise it as, as sanctuary tax. Yeah, sanctuary lioness.
Apropos, sexual. Okay, Notre Dame, the Notre.
Oh, the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. But some people did call it Notre Dame, and I'm from Indiana, and I'm like,
that's the college. They call the college Notre Dame.
They do.
But they don't call the college Notre Dame.
No, they don't. It's not Notre Dame.
And you know what they call in Atlanta, I couldn't get over this because, I am from New York. I'm from New York. I didn't say I'm a New Yorker. I said I'm from New York. They have a beautiful street that's oddly enough not named Peachtree in Atlanta. And it's called.
There is a street, not.
Are you ready?
Peachtree?
Yes, there's a street and they call it Ponce de Leon.
Ponce de Leon.
No, they call it Ponce de Leon.
I believe that.
Yep. Well, you call it Versailles.
I call it that they do. I know it's Versailles. And Kentucky and Indiana. And by the way, a shout out to our friend, my older friend.
Wes Henderson. Wes.
Oh. No, I'm talking about Casey Crosby, who's going to be the RNC chairman.
Oh, yes.
You met her. So when I did
RNC chairman, I met her when you were doing your comedy show. Chairwoman, pardon me.
Show in Lexington.
And by the way, it is actress.
I don't mind being called an actor.
And why can't I call her chairman?
It's really chairwoman. But anyway,
really actress.
Donald Trump is like, yes, this is fabulous. And make some calls for her when she
dominatrix.
No, do not do that. She is very sweet.
Not her. I'm just talking about, I'm talking about, male, female differences in
stop
words.
Now you need on this. Okay, we need to stop that. Chemtrail. We need to stop that.
There are drones in New Jersey. There are drones in New Jersey, and we don't know if they're male or female. We have no idea. We don't know if it's a drone or Thank you very much. Maybe it's a dronette.
You might not be able to quite tell it by now, but we are having a ball in New York. We are having such a great summer.
Especially on New Year's Eve, we have a ball in New York. Get it?
And I'm not sure what we're going to do because the theater.
No, thank you.
The theater is like 2 blocks from the ball, but we don't.
After the ball is over. After the break of dawn, after the something leaving, after the stars are gone.
Okay. Do you know what musical that's from?
Many a hope has vanished if you can read them all.
Which I was in. Were you in Showboat?
I was not in Showboat.
I was.
That was my buddy, though. My buddy that said certain things count. Howard Keel.
Keel's great.
Love you, Howard.
Great.
Love you, Howard.
Keel.
So about the drones, we got to figure out the drone thing. But remember, nobody ever actually came clean about the big weather balloon. We still don't know what that was. They do. That was doing reconnaissance for something that has not happened.
I know, but honey, we're in New York and there could be a dirty bomb or a nuke out there. So that's what they're saying is these drones are looking for it. That is way old news. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the weather balloon.
They're gonna. Oh, really? Let me quote you. Let me quote you. Vengeance is best served up cold.
Revenge.
Okay, revenge. They're kind of thing. So it's the same thing. So people, they
that's Shakespeare.
They did,
and I agree with that, by the way.
Crying out loud. They didn't just. Would you give me a close up? They didn't do that because they had nothing to do with that big balloon that day or that week.
Maybe in Jersey or New York or something. And if it blows up, then we'll have
who thinks that?
Skeletons and we'll die. It'd be terrible. So
if we're just a skeleton, we've already died.
I'm thinking that's a priority now. That is old news. This is new news. This is about.
I'm surprised you're not playing shape. You're not playing shape. You're not thinking about the damage that was done during that time. The drones are for something either immediately or they're for something 3 years from now. You gotta play shape. You gotta play chess, not checkers.
Do I look like a checker player?
Right now, you look like an elf.
Well, I do. You know what?
Call me an elf one more time. What did we watch yesterday?
Oh,
and also, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen. If you have not seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer lately, Please, please, please watch it.
They pretty much brought John and I to tears because we're thinking about in childhood when we watched that, where it's not claymation, but it sort of looks like it with the abominable.
It's stop motion animation,
whatever they call it.
But it will remind you of how, if you are over 50 years old and you've ever felt kind of like a misfit toy, you know,
and the Island of Misfit Toy.
Oh my God. And it was so wonderful.
John said he felt like a misfit because he was fat when he was a kid. Yeah. I was never a misfit. I always felt good about everything, but I do understand.
I'm so glad that you never felt like a misfit.
But I will say this, that you're so beautiful now that now John is the stud of New York.
No.
He is the man. Look at, you're beautiful. You're perfect. John is killing it. I mean, who does that? Who puts a play together? It's like 4 people in a play. So the onus is on John.
I do look good in my tuxedo. Just show my tuxedo there. I think it's
gosh.
Yeah.
John is killing it. He's such a stud.
Oh, thank you.
He did this in 5 days. And then he did, and I'm sorry, I got this wrong.
Well, I don't want to brag. I did it in 4. We started on Monday and I opened on Friday.
Right. So sorry to get the top of the show wrong, but doing 5 shows in 3 days. He did the Friday show, then he did 2 shows on Saturday, 2 shows on Sunday, and he rocked it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's so much fun. Live theater is so great from both sides. And if you go to live, especially if you come to this show, but if you go to live theater, participate as an audience member. Laugh if you feel like it. Don't and clap if you feel like clapping. Don't ever think, oh, what are people going to think? Because you so empower the actors on stage to want to be better.
But tell them about yesterday, you had these little guys. They were these little cute kids, and they wanted to be detectives.
They were junior detectives.
They were junior detectives, and they loved it, and they got it, by the way.
When the show was over,
but they got it.
I went looking for them. I wanted to see what did you get it? Did you understand it? Oh, they were just like that.
Cute.
What's so funny about this show? It's very, very complicated.
It is.
It's like Clue. It's like Death Trap. It's like Columbo. It's like all of that. And what they have said is that throughout the 37 years, and by the way, Kathy has been doing it for 37 years. She's only missed
Guinness World Book of Records.
Yes. So Book of World Records. Book of World Records.
What is it?
Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh, I said Guinness World Book of Records.
Yes, you did. Like you say 501(c). It's a C3. 501(c)(3). Yeah. But I digress. So they've said most of the time, the kids are the ones who completely understand.
Yeah, because they're open-minded about everything.
And they don't overthink it.
They're like,
so it's great.
These little kids did. They got it. They got it, man.
So that was really great. So in the world, we keep your eyes on what's going on right now. We have a very short amount of time between now and January 20th. And I saw a video the other day that said, now is not the time to put the weight on your heels. Now is the time to keep the weight on the balls of your feet, because it appears as if the transference of power, everything is fine, everything is great, everything is hunky-dory. But come on. These folks have been going after conservative people, not just Trump, but I mean, my God, they put Peter Navarro in jail. They put Steve Bannon in jail. They've done some very bad things, I think. And we just found out, even though 2 days ago, they said, oh, no, there was no evidence that there was no FBI involvement in January 6th. It was just an undisclosed number of human resources. Okay, well, what the hell is that? Human resources who happen to be FBI?
20 plus.
20 plus people. It came out today or yesterday. Finally, they are admitting that, well, yeah. So if you imagine this, you go to the Museum of Natural History, or you go to the library in your town, and you're thinking, well, I shouldn't go over there, but you got somebody in uniform saying, come on, it's okay. I'll lift the barrier. You can come over here.
jail.
And then you cross that line and then they arrest you.
John and I
Or they shoot you like they did Ashley Babbitt. My God.
Had been there, we would have totally got it because they come in all, well, we're going to go when we'd be in jail right now.
We would be in jail. We almost did. We almost went with Keith and Bonnie. Yeah, that would have been something. That would have been something. But just remember all of what they've said. And I hate to have it be an us and them, but they've caused this, not us.
But it is the holiday season, so let's think about the future.
I am thinking about the future. I'd kind of like to have one.
Well, look, my only concern right now are those crazy drones. I'm not kidding. I'm not worried about Trump. Trump will handle all of it politically. What you think he's not going to, but I am worried about these drones.
Well, I'm worried about him. I'm worried about his safety.
Even Donald Trump said, shoot him down. And that's what John said too.
Immediately. And speaking of me saying something before other people said it.
Yep.
So I don't know, 6 months ago, I just posted on X, I posted my my Facebook or my YouTube video where I thought, hey, just loving on my foot. Are you trying to get me to shut up?
I'm trying to warm them up.
Okay, now my feet are always cold. They don't warm up. They don't warm up. They have poor circulation. But I think 6 months ago or so, I said, here is my prediction. Now, my prediction was a little bit off because what I thought that the left was going to run Barack Obama when Biden was pushed out by George Clooney. How's that working out for you, George?
And by the way, George Clooney.
He's going to be on Broadway here for
back.
90 shows. Not where are you going?
I'm getting some ice.
Oh, okay. I've got plenty of ice. So what I put on my YouTube channel was that I thought they were going to run, as an emergency situation, they were going to run Barack Obama. A lot of people thought they were going to run Michelle. You're not on camera, so don't.
But where's the ice?
It's in something called the freezer. It's at the bottom of the refrigerator. Hello. Pull it out. Pull the drawer out. It's there. It's there. So I thought, my God, be a better audience member. Because now you're in the audience. So I thought they were going to run Barack Obama and somebody was going to say, oh, no, nobody can run for a third term. And then they were going to say, oh, no, it stipulates right here that the word is consecutive. You can't run for more than 2 consecutive terms. And then they were going to run Barack Obama. I still think he would have lost because, he basically ran the Biden administration. Excuse me. And we had enough, So what Steve Bannon, so I said, I think they're going to try that. They're going to lose. And then Donald Trump will be able to run in 2028. And I got lambasted. I had people saying, oh, no, the 22nd Amendment, is it 22nd? Some people said 22nd, some people said 24th. I'm not really sure. But they said, no, he can't do that because of this amendment. Well, guess what? Last night, Steve Bannon said that because they are not consecutive terms, that he thinks that Donald Trump should and can run in 2028. And what do you think about that, Miss Dee?
Yeah.
I'm not sure where we are on time here. My timer says 21, but it said that for a while. So, there we go. We're still good. So I think that he could run in 2028. Personally, I don't think he's going to want to. I think that by that time, J.D. Vance will be perfectly groomed.
He's amazing.
And ready to go. But I do think in the 4 years, if the nonsense would stop, if the, what do they call it, lawfare, BS would stop, and they would just say, okay, we didn't win, so we are not going to interfere with this man's ability to run his administration and our country the way he sees fit, that then 28 through 32 might actually be pretty easy for Donald Trump. And then we can have J.D. Vance for 8 years hence. What do you think?
Yeah.
I can't believe that's all she said. Can you, anybody out there believe that's all she said?
It was a Christmas gift to John.
Your silence was a, where, have that woman's, who is that? Do you believe that woman?
No.
All right.
Wait, let me hear her
That
again.
was one
Wait.
Christmas gift. Now it's over.
Just stop. I want to hear, who's that woman that keeps talking? Not her. Thank you. It's unbelievable.
Well, I think Steve Bannon, he's very smart, and
and they sent him to jail for the same thing that Hunter Biden did, and they didn't send him to jail, right? Hunter Biden was guilty of contempt of Congress.
Now, look,
right? Oh, and how about that? Pardoning Hunter Biden.
Seriously,
and here, I don't have a problem.
I can't. Okay, now I'm not giving.
It's a podcast. We can't talk about puppy dogs and fluffy clowns.
Yes, we can.
No.
I'm not giving gifts.
We have to talk about the pardoning.
I gave you one gift. I said, yes, honey, whatever. Yes. Okay.
No, you said no. We have to, no. We have to talk about the pardoning of Hunter Biden. Now, look, I am a dad.
Who cares about that?
You better care right now.
Balloon category. No. And look, that you knew he was going to pardon him.
I know, but why did he say that he wouldn't?
1,500 or 1,499 others. So he pardoned.
What a crock! My God, seriously.
Boatload, like it. I might be wrong, but
this is someone that's supposed to be depicting what it's like to be presidential, and he just blanketly pardons all these people that he doesn't even know. We had a friend of ours the other night said, "I guarantee you, Joe Biden doesn't even know 1,400 people." Okay, so he pardons blanketly 1,400 people for anything they. Okay, forgive the hell out of me.
9 adding Hunter to it, but it's really 1,500.
So he blanketly does that. He uses executive privilege to do that.
Can we talk about the New York decorations again?
We already did.
The food is.
No, we already did.
How great the people are.
No, we already did. The people are great. No. We are entering into. This is the last week of 2024. We're about to.
I don't know when this is going to air, but I'll tell you, everybody's overeat. And everyone knew he was going to pardon him.
But why did he say he wouldn't? That's the thing. I mean, come on. Throw a set, Joe, for crying out loud. If you're gonna, I mean, if I was in his position, which I would never be because I am an honest person, and somebody said, "So, John, are you going to pardon your son?"
Yeah.
I would have said, "You bet your ass I'm going to pardon my son. There's not a damn thing you can do about it."
That's right.
I wouldn't have said, "No, absolutely not. I would never do that," and then go ahead and do it anyway. I mean, for crying out loud, show a little, I mean, on the way out, show a little integrity. This man has figured out a way to be more embarrassing on his way out than he was already, and he was already the most embarrassing president we've ever had.
We hear 2 songs every day, all day. When we walk through New York, 2 songs.
Yes, I don't know the one. Well, the one you can sing, "I can't dance last night without you," a Barry Manilow song. "Can't dance without you. You only knew." No, they're
not playing Barry Manilow on a.
That's not what I said. If you would listen to me rather than just wander off, there's a.
I don't wander. I skip.
For God's sake.
I skip and dance.
There's a Christmas song that they play that is exactly the melody of the Barry Manilow song. And they play it on every one of these little pedal carts that you see everywhere. And that's adorable. It's really great. But I don't know what the Christmas song is.
I know what it is.
Can you help me here, please?
You just made me snort.
Sing it.
Did you hear that?
Sing it. Of course I did.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, I gave it away. Is that the one you're talking about, right?
You only keep singing. If I'm going through, I just can't smile without you. It's exactly the same.
That is crazy. That is not the same.
You agreed it was the same. It doesn't matter if you agree or not. No, you know what? The truth doesn't care if you agree with it because it's still the truth.
It's similar.
What are you going to get me for Christmas?
What do you want? What do
you want?
Oh.
Oh.
All right, that leads us to the other song. All da 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 da. All I want for Christmas is you. That's the other song, Mariah Carey. She doesn't have to do anything for the rest of her life.
Oh my God.
Song and that's the end of it. Do 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 do. All I want for Christmas
yeah.
is you. And that's true. That's all I want. I'm happy. I got my guy.
Great, because that's exactly what you're going to get. So I'm going to be doing a show Christmas Eve, right?
Yes. No.
No?
No. John will be doing a show. Oh, I'm wrong. Yes. Okay. So John is dark, which means there's no show on.
What are you, right or wrong about Christmas?
I'm getting there. The holiday season is confusing here. So before Christmas, Monday, we have the night off. Christmas Eve, we do not. Christmas Day, we have the day off. But
have the night off on Christmas on the 25th? Okay.
New Year's Eve.
Are you sure?
Oh my God. No, I'm wrong. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me rephrase this.
And she's correcting me about this song.
I know, but it's weird. It's a weird schedule.
Oh, you're weird.
I know. So what? You like it a minute.
I do.
You want a wet willy? He only does champagne wet willies. He just got whiskey. He will not do a whiskey wet willy.
I don't know, whiskey wet willy.
He'll do it.
But whiskey wet willy's not bad. Can
It's
we talk about something?
No, but let me get the schedule right, because this is important.
You can't give people information that's incorrect.
Okay, well, I'm correcting it. So Christmas Eve, John is
13
working.
long minutes left.
Give me a minute. So Christmas week, okay, so Monday, John's off. But Tuesday is Christmas Eve. John works Christmas Eve. He does a show at 8 o'clock at night, Christmas Eve. But Christmas Day, he's off. The reason I was confused, because New Year's Eve, he does not work. But New Year's Day, he does. So that's your schedule.
So the first I work.
Yes.
Okay. The first of January.
John is working.
But not
New Year's Eve.
So we can watch the ball drop, because we're right there.
But it's reverse for Christmas. So Christmas
That is a little strange.
I know. That's why I was confused. I'm sorry. But Christmas Eve, he works. Which I don't think anyone. Do you think people go to shows?
You should check the schedule. You should just check the schedule.
I know, because I was like, really? This is interesting.
The times are a little odd. For example, yesterday, which is Sunday.
Oh yeah.
So normally the show on
that.
Saturday is 2 o'clock, and then again at 8 o'clock. But on Sunday it's 3 o'clock and 7:30.
It's very confusing.
So please do check the schedule if you want to come, because this is the kind of show you can't miss any of it. If you miss any line of dialogue, you'll go,
But
what?
here's the thing. Christmas Eve, John does work. Christmas
Can we talk
Day,
about the
does not.
Burns again?
Almost done. And New Year's Eve, John does not work, but New Year's Day he does. So that's what we're doing.
Okay. All right.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day.
They even sent Roger Stone to jail. They did that too. Which, what the heck is that?
Please, can we lighten it up a little bit? We need to be talking about sweet, fun, fabulous
People may be watching this.
No, just hear about Roger Stone.
Why?
Right now, because they don't. They don't. They want to hear about you and your
He's
show.
a great guy from Pound Ridge. He went to.
I know. But for
with
the
my
holidays,
brother.
they don't want to hear about him. They just don't.
And Ari, I went to school with Ari Fleischer. Went to school. Ari Fleischer and I did theater together when we were like 12.
Okay, what's your idea about us doing a show?
There's a show called Love Letters.
But he was going to do it with Brooke Shields, which probably would be a better choice. I hate to say it. I love her though. I
She's
Brooke
great.
Shields.
Brooke is great. But Love Letters is a show where you show up and you read love letters, ergo the name. You read love letters that these two people have shared over decades. And it's really quite wonderful. So we're talking about doing that perhaps. The great thing about it is it's a table and 2 scripts and very minimal lighting, but it is beautifully written. The love letters are wonderful. I believe it either goes through World War I or World War II. I'm not sure. I never did the show before, and I didn't get a chance to see it. I've just have heard.
I know, but why you talked to Brooke about doing it?
Yeah, yeah.
So John and Brooke Shields dated. I could see that.
Well, we're tall.
I love her.
She's a sweetheart.
No, I met
I
her.
wouldn't say we dated. We went out. We went to
She's a
dinner.
lovely, lovely woman. She really is. She's super smart.
She is lovely.
And think about it. She survived an interesting childhood. I mean, good for her. She's a good lady. She's good.
And she has a degree from, is it Princeton?
Mm-hmm.
Princeton. Very smart. Very smart.
I'm trying to get my matches from Harvard. So we're going to meet with a guy named Ben Bulger.
Who had more
18 degrees.
More degrees than anybody. And we met him through Comic-Cons and things. He's a great guy.
You knew him already.
I've known him for a long time.
But I told John I showed him my grades because I got all A's and a B for Harvard Extension. So I was able to do dramatic arts online, a lot of it because of COVID. That was a good thing for COVID. And Paul got really sick and I had to stop. But I'm kind of halfway through a degree.
A master's degree, right?
A master's degree.
From
Harvard Extension. But yes, if I ever make it, when I graduate, I'm going to the campus and John's going. I'm going to get that.
If you graduate from there, can we go to the Harvard Club?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
And I think Ben's going to take us there and we're going to do a strategy of how I can graduate with a master's degree. But see, here's the problem.
The only way I'll ever get to go to Harvard is if I visit you.
You cut my graduation, but here's the problem. They eliminated dramatic arts, and those are my classes. So
I think that's part of that whole woke nonsense.
So it is a quandary.
They're going to bring it back. How can you eliminate dramatic arts?
I don't know. Well, I don't know.
Every change in society, every change in literature, every change in thought really comes from dramatic arts.
I agree.
It really does.
Well, look, I have to tell you, I love Hanover College. I have a history degree from Hanover
What
College.
a beautiful campus.
Right
like
the road, Hanover
I'm
College.
trying to get them to let me jump a car at Hanover College. You know, that'll class the joint up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You know, the beginning jump in Dukes of Hazzard where we jumped at, I think it was Emory. Oh, you posted that?
No.
Emory University. Emory University in Atlanta. Is where that jump is in the opening credits of Duke. So I want to recreate a jump just like that, but I want to do it there at Hanover College. So if Hanover College is listening, let's talk about that. Okay.
But I'm trying to, that's my bachelor's degree in history, which I love, but I'm trying to get my master's degree in dramatic arts, but they canceled the program. So it's a puzzle. I don't know what's going to happen.
It is a puzzle. Well,
but we've got Ben Bulger, who has a degree from Yale and Harvard and Princeton and all the Ivies, bizarro. But he is super nice.
He went there. He didn't do it online. I mean, he actually went there. He's a.
Well, I'm there too. No, don't get me wrong.
No, I didn't mean. No, that was not. I was not dissing your. No, I apologize. I didn't realize that's what that sounded like.
I did. No, but I did go there.
It's not what that sounded. I mean, sorry, that's not what I meant.
And sort of, it's a hybrid, but I did go there and took classes, and they're, I mean, it's Harvard.
But colleges do that. I never went to college. We have 6 minutes. I never went to college. I played music at some colleges, but I never went to college. My daughter went to SCAD in Savannah on a volleyball scholarship, and she got there, and there was a big equestrian program, and they decided to build a new equestrian center, and they dropped the volleyball program.
So she had sort of the same issue on.
Well, yeah, but she had to then switch it over to, she had to have an academic, she had to do an academic program. And it was, but she did, you do what you have to do. That's the thing, a lot of people, when life throws you a curveball, a lot of people go, oh, no, that's not fair. I'd walk out of it. But no, that's not where successful people, she's wonderfully successful. She's a firefighter. And you just have to have the tenacity to go for it, no matter what life throws at you.
So we're trying to dive in with Ben to try to revive my.
So life is not about how good you can do when things are hunky-dory. Life is about how good you can do when things turn to crap.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's where the real your mettle is tested, right? Testing your mettle is not how you
METTLE.
METTLE, not to be confused with the toy company. And it's kind of like what Mattel. It's not. It's kind of like what they said in
medal, like you get a gold medal.
Yeah. Like you said in Rocky, let me finish one sentence.
Okay.
Like they said in Rocky Balboa, and I think it was called Balboa. It's not how hard you can hit; it's how hard you can be hit and get back up.
Take it.
Yeah, get back up. Life will hit you.
But I want to talk, look, I think that with the education system, when they give everybody a medal and they don't deserve it, that's bad. That's really bad.
Oh, the participation award is such crap.
When we're talking about MEDAL, not METTLE, that's so wrong. And you need to be competitive. And you need to be able to survive in the real world. Like what John was saying, it's just like it's how you get up. Look, you're always going to have difficult times. You're going to always make mistakes. You're always going to do things that are not right. But what do you do with them? The issue that the real winners are like people who have really had a terrible time, made mistakes, did things wrong. But what did they do about it? And then they come back out of it better people.
It's like live theater. We're talking about this
Right.
the other day. It's not whether or not you're going to make a mistake on stage. Of course, you're going to make a mistake on stage. It's live theater.
And I don't want to call it a mistake.
It's about what you do.
You have a deviation, and then you make that work, and that is a true talent.
Right. It's about what you do after you've made the mistake.
That's right. It's not a mistake, though.
You make it well, but you do. You get a line wrong or something.
Script by a word or two or whatever, and then you get back on.
But in life, when things
you make a mistake, things go badly, you get back.
Would you like some more ice? Once you get some more ice, let's get some more ice.
No, I've got plenty. I'm good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So it's
because we've got 3 minutes. So, honey, John, my beautiful
top lip, meat bottom lip.
Listen, I'm going to finish in 2 seconds. I'm so proud of you, and I want you to tell everyone about what a wonderful job you've done. And
no, I'm not going to tell anyone about what a wonderful job I've done. I've had a wonderful time, but I don't tell people what a wonderful job I've done.
But John was alluding to.
I've dug myself out of a lot of holes I've put myself in. I make mistakes.
But that's the point. Even with the show, if you get off just a tiny bit, John is so smart and he's so talented. He gets right back on the show.
Well, because Kathy is holding me up too. Kathy, I'm blank.
You're great.
I just was like,
and nobody
blanked out.
Was so amazing.
Well, because it's
so talented.
Because I'm an inspector, and when I don't know what to say, it looks like I'm really thinking. Thank God for Kathy. Oh my God!
It made the scene better. I mean, it was so good.
We only have 2 minutes, so the other night I was there's a line where I say, "Oh, by the way, I'm the handwriting expert for the Windsor County Sheriff Department. I testify in trials," and I forgot to say it. I said, that's funny. The signatures. I remember the signatures, and Kathy's looking at me. And I'm thinking, and there's nothing there. I'm just nothing. And I'm looking at her. I remember the signatures, and I'm just like this. And she says, "Oh, really?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Well, what makes you such an expert?" And I said, "Oh, well, in case you don't know, I'm the handwriting expert." So she fed me that line. Mwah! Thank you, Kathy, because I was lost. I was so totally lost.
But when you do 5 shows in 3 days after rehearsing for 5 days, that's pretty
well. And this was like her 15,000 second show.
Something.
So God bless her for that.
But
folks, thank you for being here.
Come see Perfect Crime starring John.
Yeah, please do that. The Ellen Bernstein Theater. Helen. Just look it up. Ann Bernstein. I'm sorry. Just look it up. We'll put a link in the description below.
Fun now.
As they say, it's a lot of fun. Put on your thinking cap when you come here. Hug somebody, tell somebody that you love them. And if you see a drone in your yard, shoot the bastard down. Just shoot it down. Even if it's your neighbor, taking videos he shouldn't take. Shoot it down. We don't need drones over our heads. We don't need weather balloons. And we're glad Steve is out of jail. We're glad that Peter Navarro is out of jail. We're glad that Roger Stone is out of jail. We're glad that Kenny is not in jail. And we're glad that I'm not in jail. God bless you. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Merry Christmas.
Jingle, jingle, jingle. Through the frosty air we'll go. I am old Kris Kringle.
It's a same Christmas
Oh, you must believe that Christmas Eve I won't pass you by. We'll dance away in my magic sleigh, flying through the sky. That's it. God bless you, everybody. This has been Drinks with Dee Dee and John and the dog.
the timer.
The dog said, we just did it. Perfect.
The timer.
Because it's Christmas and I like dogs. Click. Merry Christmas, Dog.